Yes.
Could you describe some more how you do this dialogue with the body, with the person? For this
Okay, we did some of it, and maybe this can be one of our little interactive exercises. I mean, the way you begin, here's the way you do the dialogue. It's by, first of all, by observing the felt sense, like we did with the hands. You know, we were, right? You all remember yesterday we did this thing where we put our hands out, and just by doing that, pay attention to your hands. Focus on the hands. Suddenly, your hands, that's not that your hands they do become more stimulated, but it's because of a conscious awareness of it. But you start feeling, well, what are you feeling in your hands? What do you feel in your hands, for example? Can you tell me?
I feel a little tingling.
A little tingling, okay. So that's a very specific sensation. Okay, so you've got a tingling. Okay, now, what do you feel with that tingling if you put your hands so they face each other? What do you feel now?
I actually, when I do this exercise, I feel almost like that repulsion, like you're holding a balloon.
Like you're holding a balloon, right? Okay, anyone else feel that? Yeah. And that is a common sensation. And it's generally understood because it actually is sensing a reality. The reality is that the body is emanating at all times. It's emanating not just frequency or energy from the nervous system, it's emanating fumes that keep our body from becoming infected. You know, the cadaver goes infected like that because it doesn't have the natural protection that's coming out from our skin all the time, which we call sweat if it turns into, there's enough of it so it has moisture. But it's coming out all the time, fumes. The Hakims recognized it and talked about the fumes that emanate from the body. People that are sensitive feel those fumes, smell them, taste them and know the difference between this person's fumes and that one. They know when a person's sick because you can smell it coming out of them. And you know what kind of disturbance they have. Pheromones we know about, that's a scientific one, the pheromones. The ones that come out from here, from the women more than the men, pheromones. The women send their pheromones into the air. So this is the beginning of a dialogue. We're tuning into the felt sense, and then we're beginning to track. You feel tingling like this, you feel like a balloon like that, okay? So the dialogue begins by simply becoming aware of it. Like I said yesterday, I love to touch one hair on the tip of the tail of my cat. Because when I do it, boom, one hair, boom, her tail, her whole skin, the whole thing, her whole body responds. And I teach my kids that. I say, look, touch one hair on your leg. How, are you touching my leg? You know what I mean? You can be more or less sensitive. But we can regain this. So little children are very much in their bodies, and this is very much alive. And we lose it. So let's continue this. So think of a time recently when you really felt most like yourself. Can you think of a time? A specific time? How long ago was it? When was it? Oh, it was on the Hajj, okay. Can you think of one particular day and a particular moment? A specific time. Can you do that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so as you do that, what do you notice in your body? What sensations where?
Warmth in the chest area.
Warmth in the chest. Okay, now just observe that. Observe it. Warmth in the chest. That's a pretty expected sensation. But it's something that happens and we say, yeah, as I remember that, it gives me a warm feeling. But we don't necessarily tune into the actual physical sensation. Okay, now can you think of a time when you had a really difficult experience with somebody, a particular person that, they're really troublesome? Can you think of that? Yeah? How long ago? More or less.
A couple of years ago.
Oh, a couple of years. It's been that long, huh? Wow. That's pretty good. Sounds like you're in good harmony or something. That's a long time. Okay, can you remember the actual day and the event? Mm-hmm. Okay, and as you recall that day and event, what do you notice in your body?
It's lower. It's a heaviness in kind of the gut, the stomach.
Right. Because as you recall and as you live and as you experience, we all feel, to more or less. I mean, again, we can shut these things down, but we feel these things. We live with things, we're feeling creatures. We're supposed to be. So the dialogue, again, with someone who works with the trauma, they facilitate the person to contact through the felt sense, the nervous system, and then learn particular methods by which you can make and bring about that which the animal naturally does, which is discharge the charge. Now,